Hey everyone, today we're making Caesar salad, and more specifically, Caesar salad dressing. Because that, in my view, is what makes the dish. It's always the sauce or the dressing, all right? I'm Rockin' Robin, and I'm gonna show you how to make it right after my silly chef joke. How do you make a salad very cold? Use iceberg lettuce. Every Caesar salad needs croutons, and today we're making our own homemade. Now, of course, I'm using gluten-free bread here, but feel free to use any kind of bread you like. Sourdough is a good one, or just regular sandwich bread would work. Now, you want to cut these slices into, say, cubes that are maybe, half an inch by half an inch, or however big you want to. Some people even like to tear the pieces, so do what suits you. Toss these in a bowl, and we're going to season them up real nice with some butter and olive oil. Now we want to drizzle just a little bit. You see I have just a little bit here, and you don't want to saturate them. You just want to give them a nice little coat. Same thing with the olive oil, and then we'll finish it off by seasoning these up with a little bit of salt, garlic powder, and some dried basil and parsley. Now, if you're making a big batch of croutons, you're going to want to toss them a little bit and add even more seasoning because, well, you want it to get all over. We're going to toss these out on a parchment paper covered baking sheet. Now, you want to space them out as best you can so that each piece is touching the bottom of the pan and hopefully not touching each other. That way they'll brown up nicer. These are going to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for, somewhere between 8 and 12 minutes. It just depends on your oven. And you're going to want to turn the croutons over about halfway through the cooking time. Now back in the oven we go. Here's what the croutons should look like when they're done. Nice and golden brown and crunchy. I'll place these in a bowl and set them aside for later. And now it's time to make our delicious Caesar dressing, homemade. And yes, we're using anchovies in this recipe. This truly gives it the best flavor. These are whole anchovies, they're not filleted, so there is a slit down the center, so I'm just gonna open it up. And I like to remove the little skeleton that's in there, the little bit of bones. It's not hard bones, but I prefer to remove it. So I'm going to go ahead and clean 4 total anchovies, and don't forget you can get the written recipe below the video in the description area, so click that and you can check it out. Once I have my 4 whole fillets cleaned up, then I'm just going to chop these up a little bit. I'll place the anchovies into a mortar and pestle and we'll mash it up so it's a nice fine paste. I'm also adding about a tablespoon or so of the oil that's in the can of anchovies, or you could just add some olive oil, but this helps to make it mash up nicely. We also want to use some fresh garlic in this, so I'm going to chop up 1 to 2 cloves depending on their size. We're going to make a paste out of the garlic by adding some salt to this after we chop it up nice and small. Then you take your knife and you basically are smashing the salt into the garlic and it makes it into a paste. Now, why do you want to make a paste? Well, you want to make a paste because it'll help to soften the bite of the raw garlic and it will make your dish just that much better. Place that in your mixing bowl, and now we're going to add some mayo. Normally in this recipe I would use avocado mayo, but my son doesn't care for it, and so I've decided to compromise for him only. Is I'm going to use Best Foods, and you can see the ingredients here. I don't care for soybean oil and natural flavors, so I decided to compromise and use a half a cup of regular mayo, or Best Foods, and 1/4 cup of the avocado mayo. Next goes our anchovy paste, white wine vinegar. Next up we have some Worcestershire sauce, and if you look on the label you'll see that it contains anchovies as well. Fresh lemon juice in this recipe is a must, and if you've got Meyer lemons, those are the ones you want to use. And you're going to want to add 3 to 4 tablespoons. Next I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. I'm going to hold off on the salt for now because there's plenty of things in this dressing that has salt in it, such as the anchovies and the Parmesan cheese that I haven't added yet. So we may not need any salt at all. We'll just wait and see for that taste test. The last thing I'm going to add here is 1 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Give that a good stir, mix it all in, give it a taste, see if you need to add anything else, maybe another tablespoon of that lemon juice or maybe a pinch of salt. It's up to you. I like to store this in a mason jar with a tight-fitting lid. Look at how nice and thick that is. Delicious. How long does this dressing last? Well, you can find different answers all over the web, but you know, I would say 3 days is probably tops for me anyway. All right, let's put this salad together. I have romaine lettuce here, and I am going to drizzle some dressing over the top. You know, you're going to have to guess how much depending on how much lettuce you have. I'm going to give this a nice toss because we need to spread that dressing throughout all of the lettuce leaves and see if we need to add any more before we start adding croutons and Parmesan cheese. Now, after mixing that up, I decided I needed a little more lettuce because, well, I wanted to make a little bit more. So you play with it to get the right amount that you need. Once everything looks right to you, go ahead and add your croutons, and then we'll finish it off with some more freshly grated Parmesan cheese and a few strips of Parmesan cheese as well. The best way to make the strips of Parmesan cheese that come out like paper thin, well, use a potato peeler. It works fantastic. And so you want to make a few of those and give this one final toss so everything is coated and you're ready to eat. This is so delicious, everyone. I just can't wait to eat it, to be honest. Those slightly buttered and seasoned breadcrumbs with a great crunch. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious. The only thing maybe that I might add is some grilled chicken, and then you've got a complete meal. Let me know in the comments if you're going to give this a try. If you stuck around till now, guess what? You get to hear chef joke number 2. All right, why did the Caesar salad start a band? Because it wanted to let us rock and roll. A great recipe to go along with my Caesar salad would be my honey garlic chicken. Click the link on the screen and it'll take you right to this delicious recipe. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. If you did, let me know by smashing the like button. And of course, leave me a comment. I always love to hear from you. All right, we'll see you back here next week for another delicious and rockin' recipe. Take care.